Hello again. So I just finished posting a video about my progress learning Tagalog, and I thought since I'm sitting here I might as well do a random thoughts video as well. I've been thinking about doing this video, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I'll post it. Most likely I will, because I feel like it is part of my journey. And as I said, I'm not an official vlogger. I don't like talking to the camera, but I'm starting to realize a person who has been a dink, D-I-N-K, most of her life, dual income, no kids, that I'm using the YouTube channel to pinpoint moments in my life. So I guess this is a moment in my life. And I don't know if I talked about this before, but I was born in the Philippines, Angeles City, Pampanga. Hope I said that correctly. I was adopted officially at the age of 3 and moved to the United States. So that is why I do not know how to speak Tagalog. And it took me 54 years to come back to the Philippines. But my return to the Philippines came from a dream, a desire that I had at the age of 13, that I just wanted to come back. And I never imagined in my life that I would be in the Philippines, but here I am. And I happened to marry a man who 100% supports the dream that I had, the hope, the desire that I had when I was 13 years old to come back to the Philippines. And when I married my husband, we were in Las Vegas for the wedding and honeymoon. And I remember being, I think it was in Chinatown, someplace. And I was surrounded by so many Asians. Never in my life was I ever surrounded by so many Asians. And the impact of that moment propelled me to recall my personal dream of returning to the Philippines at the age of 13. I did not realize how that piece of me was missing. So I think this is why I don't know if I will post to this video, because I'm already getting emotional talking about it. So I'm going to try to push through and just talk about it. I'll just talk about it. So yesterday was a big moment. Maybe one of the biggest moments for me since arriving in the Philippines. So since November 14th, 2023, up until yesterday, I have had repeated visits to the Bureau of Immigration and PSA Civiles in Quezon in regards to becoming a permanent resident in the Philippines. My initial hope was that I could become a dual citizen. So based on all of the research that I have done and talking to all of the representatives from every government agency in the United States and the Philippines, I thought either dual citizenship or becoming a recognized Filipino was in my future. But over the past 3 months of being here, I have been repeatedly told by the Bureau of Immigration and a lawyer from PSA Surveillance that I cannot become a dual citizen or a recognized Filipino. And that just broke my heart. So I just figured I'm going to do what I can do. I'm here under the Balikbayan visa, and I want to do something, so I applied and received my ACR I-card, a voluntary status, and that was an accomplishment in itself. And then I started researching what visa is available to me as a former Filipino who's been naturalized in another country. What can I do? And getting a 13G visa seemed to be my next step. So I looked into that. I talked to a representative at the Bureau of Immigration again, and everything seemed possible. Everything. But I think I started feeling overwhelmed by the checklist of things to do. And I think because of the repeated rejections, I'll use the word rejection, I was feeling a little bit disheartened that I wasn't going to be prepared for another rejection and going through the process alone. And I knew that I wanted to get this done, getting the 13G visa done within 6 months of my arrival in the Philippines. That's my personal goal. And if you know me, I've done as much research as I possibly can and talked to everybody that I believe I need to talk to determine my next steps to make sure that I can move forward in a process. But I think I was putting some personal obstacles in my way because I'd been told no for a number of things that I wanted for 3 months. And I guess I was feeling pretty dejected. So I decided to reach out to a consultancy agency and just to have a meeting to talk about 13G visa, because as a former Filipino who's doing research, there isn't a lot of information that could truly help me understand the 13G visa. I know the Bureau of Immigration can, but I didn't know what questions to ask, and maybe there was something else. And when I talked to the Bureau of Immigration, you already have to go in with your questions, and they only ask the questions that you ask. And for a person who's trying to do research, I also needed to talk to people who have either been through the process or can tell me information beyond just my questions. Like, they've heard other questions people have asked, so they can even answer questions that I didn't even know should be asked, if that any of that makes sense. So anyway, yesterday I went to a consultancy agency, and I basically said my life story from the moment I was born until this present moment, including all of the moments of feeling deflated and being told no repeatedly over the past 3 months. And I was basically told that becoming a dual citizen is possible for me and that they could possibly help me. So, to just hear the words that something like that is possible, I apologize if I ugly cry. And this is why I don't know if I'll post this video. But it is a moment in my life. And even if it doesn't happen, even if I don't become a dual citizen, it just felt heartwarming to hear somebody listen to me and see how much it mattered. And I didn't even realize how much I didn't realize how much it mattered until I had yesterday's meeting. So I don't know what's going to happen next. All I know is I filled out a contract and I wire transferred money. And I'm going for it. And as I said to actually the founder of the agency, which shocked me that I would talk to the founder. I was not expecting to talk to the founder, who actually lives and is mainly located in Cebu. But to hear him say that it's possible. So my husband asked, what's the probability? And he said it's 50-50. To me, that was a better probability. That had a better probability compared to what I've been able to do, which is basically 0%. There's no amount of money. Well, there is. There is an amount of money. I do not have an unlimited amount of resources to be able to do this, but the fee he quoted was fair. And if I don't become a dual citizen, then that money then applies towards a 13G visa. And I recognize I could do that on my own for about $400 USD, $400. But the extra to just have the possibility of getting information about my birth mother to then become a dual citizen, and I don't care if it's only 50%, to get possibly some type of feedback and answer in about 3 to 4 months, I guess it just gives me peace of mind. So I'm looking forward to that. And even if they say we can't do it, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So I guess I don't have any random questions. It was just a random thought today to ugly cry in front of a bunch of strangers. So, and we'll see. So when I turn 58 this year, maybe I'll be a dual citizen. Maybe. And if I'm not, either way, I will be a permanent resident. I will have achieved more than I ever imagined I would have achieved when I was 13 years old. I always believe dreams do come true if you believe in them. And I do. I think there's a certain time when things happen, and I am absolutely grateful for anybody, everybody who helps others, help them make their dreams come true. And to me, yesterday, just hearing maybe we can help you made my dream come true. So anyway, thank you for listening, and maybe my next random thought will be less teary, but that's what I'm working with. Anyway, I'll catch you later.